Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking the dreaded D-Rose report. I guess I'm going to have company here. There you go. All right. Just a little bit of a reminder. We got NXT on tonight. It's the takeover. So I'm going to make a note of that. Those have been some really great shows. So anyway, I think it's on around maybe 8 o'clock. And next week, I guess we're going to have on Raw, Dusty Rhodes, trying to figure out what's going on with his kinship, the Dust Brothers. Anyway, there's, I guess you've all heard about this so far, relationship drama on social media a couple of nights ago, as nude photos of Seth Rollins and NXT diva Zahara, is that her name, were posted on Rollins' social media accounts. Apparently by his fiancée too. And it appears that there was going to be no heat in WWE on Rollins for the incident, but WWE believes that Rollins' social media accounts were obviously hacked. And WWE officials felt so far, because the photos were reposted several times, that he initially deleted it, that he wasn't the culprit. But WWE issued a memo to the roster after last night's Raw, requesting that they do not discuss or make reference to the situation publicly or otherwise. It would be insensitive to Rollins. Well, Rollins was red-faced about it, but as you've seen with the picture of his girlfriend, she was pink. And regarding Seth Rollins' nude photo leak night before last, it appeared on his profile page on WWE because of his social media accounts. They're linked to that site. WWE deactivated the feed night before last. As of so far, it hasn't been back on his profile page, his account. WWE added that the January 20th episode of the main event on the WWE network is going to be there. It appears that the main event episode is going to be heading to the network about a month late until the show is able to air live again. They got to do some catch up, I guess. And WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe praised Paul Heyman after his promo the other night on Raw. Michael Cole mentioned on Raw last night that John Cena suffered more eye damage in the fight with Rusev. Dr. Annan reported the following to WWE's.com. Well, there's about Cena's situation. Said Cena's been competing, during this last weekend's live events when he sustained a corneal abrasion during his live event matches. And this evening, during an attack by Rusev, Cena's injuries were exacerbated. There you go. And mentioned on commentary, though, those injuries were scratched cornea and a ruptured blood vessel. And so we're going to have to do periodic eye exams to make sure that the scratch on his cornea is healing, and he will be ready for WWE Fastlane. Got to have the Fastlane show. And we got to have him on it, you know that. And as seen on last night's Raw pre-show, David Otunga, Mondays, David Otunga filled in for Alex Riley. Riley was not at Raw's event that night. He spent the day training at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando for whatever reasons, I guess, to sit there and be interviewed. And today marks, yesterday, I guess, might have been Monday. I'm doing two reports there. Anyway, Monday, I think, marked the 12th year since the death of Hall of Famer Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. His son, Curtis Axel, tweeted the following. He says, 2/10/03, 12 years. My grief is my fuel. I will always love you, miss you, Dad, and Hennig legacy will never die. Axelmania and Mr. Perfect. Put little hashtags on it. Former WWE TNA star Lisa Marie Vaughan, Tara Victoria, I don't know what you want to call her, or Lisa Marie, turned 44 years old. Also today would have been the birthday of 60th birthday of wrestling legend gentleman Chris Adams, and the 44th birthday of ECW original Louis Spicolli. That was one of the deaths that was really surprising when that happened with Louis. Anyway, for those wondering, Sting was not at Monday's Raw in Columbus for that angle with Triple H. WWE had several extras backstage dressed as Sting. And WWE is planning to induct former AWA World Heavyweight Champion, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, into the WWE 2015 Hall of Fame. The former WCW announcer was a regular at NXT tapings in Orlando for a while and appeared at WrestleMania Access in recent years. Very thin now. Oh, you know, of course, his face kind of pretty much looks the same. Okay, today, this is today's news. Triple H is going to be holding, and it's about an hour and a half away, going to be holding a Twitter Q&A at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to promote the NXT TakeOver Rival event. Anyway, fans can submit questions with the hashtag NXT TakeOver, all one word. WWE DVD news on WWE's DVD and Blu-ray news that Daniel Bryan is expected to be released June and will no longer just be a compilation of wrestling matches. Anyway, his DVD is going to be an extended version of the Journey to WrestleMania 30 and Daniel Bryan's documentary that aired on the WWE Network last April. And anyway, I think it's called Daniel Bryan, Just Say Yes, Yes, Yes. And I wonder how much money that guy got just for coming up with that line and the title for the DVD. You know, I probably could have done that myself. Reddick fans, Reddick's fans forever, Met Fans Forever, I think it's a website if I remember right, it's on Reddick anyway, who broke some WWE stories in the past, reports that there's talk of Rollins being fined a small amount of money and feeling that it was likely a mistake on his part, and he originally leaked the first photo. That was on the, might got a little bit of a fine, who knows, $100, I don't know. But anyway, Triple H reportedly against the idea of fining Rollins in any way, but Vince McMahon felt someone needs to be held responsible, and because he can't punish any of the women involved, it had to be Rollins. So within WWE's, some in the company have been expecting Rollins to hold his Money in the Bank briefcase till June, then cash it in to become World Heavyweight Champion. But some now believe he won't be champion anytime soon, according to the new report from them. So I don't know whether they're going to hold him a little responsible for that or not. But you just shouldn't hold your camera up when you're excited and take a picture of yourself. There's certain people want to see your junk, some don't. Anyway, at least we know now he can count to 21 with his digits. It's been noted how that Rollins debacle got mainstream media on Tuesday. A lot of WWE officials are specifically upset with Elvis Duran. Don't know him. Anyway, he talked about it for about 15 minutes on his radio show in the morning in New York City. It's a syndicated national show. I guess we don't get it around here and don't want it. Noted on Tuesday that WWE officials sent out a memo to all talent after Raw telling them not to talk about the Rollins situation publicly and at any of the live shows or at Stanford at all. Talent were reportedly told immediately remove any photos from their phones that would be considered risque. Well, I'm going to have to empty mine off, I guess, as soon as I get done here. I reached out, says to a WWE representative for comment about Rollins possibly being issued a fine, and social media, just says it's untrue. It would be a very small one, but anyway, February 18th, WWE NXT TV tapings from Full Sail University are now sold out, and tonight's takeover and tomorrow night's TV taping has been sold out. Diamond Dallas Page noted on Twitter that he underwent throat surgery at 6 a.m. this morning. I haven't heard anything yet about the outcome. I would suspect it's probably over. I've got about 1:35 now. During her new interview with Vince Russo on his Pyro and Ballyhoo website, CHYNA talked about Triple H having an affair with Stephanie while they were still together and claimed she was assaulted. Triple H issued a statement in response to the allegations, says the false statements and reckless allegations made by Joanie Laurer or CHYNA on recent podcasts about physical dispute are a complete fabrication. While Joanie had significant struggles in her life, This does not justify making such claims. Well, who are you going to believe, huh? Former tag team champion and current lucha star, Underground, Hernandez turns 43 years old. TNA star Davey Richards, this is kind of strange, who also works as a firefighter and a critical care flight paramedic, had to use those skills during a flight back to the United States from TNA's recent tour in the UK. TNA's website reports that the pilot called for any trained medical personnel, and Richards answered the call, going to treat an elderly woman that was experiencing heart problems. Richards commanded by the staff, flight staff. Anyway, the patient and the patient's family, Richards was told on impact, "I feel it is my personal duty to do some good in the world, whether inspiring people to chase their dreams, keep their fight as one half of the wolves, or helping other people in time of need. I just happened to be there and lended a hand. Setting an example," he says. And Intercontinental Champion, I say, Ken Shamrock, 51 years old. Did I tell you that? Well, I told you again. Courtesy of WWE DVD News. There was a promotional blurb that WWE's got out. It's Good to Be the King, Jerry Lawler story DVD that's expected to come out in May. It's an in-depth look at wrestling royalty with one of the most iconic men to ever grace the squared circle. Features the matches that were great and moments from the legendary career of Jerry the King Lawler. I like to see that. And hopefully they got a documentary on the first part too. And as noted last night, Dusty Rhodes tweeted and announced that he will be at Monday's Raw for the Dust storylines. He's got to get his kids straightened out. Poor guy. The poor fat guy. Well, thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.